make sure you guys check out www.procivic.com for all your 9th Gen and Civic needs. And also make sure you guys check out www.blinkingbrakelights.com for blinking brake light tail bulbs, which can help you better be seen and safe out in traffic. Use the code GOT10 at checkout for 10% off. Well, let me turn up the brightness some. Alright, so what's going on, guys? It's your boy Got Really Good. So today, I'm going to be figuring out what's going on with my Skyline. So for those of you that don't know, well, the fact of the matter is that I got to fix a bunch of cars today. So let's go ahead and do that. We got some toast in the toasters, so that'll keep me going for a little bit. So thank you so much for everybody again showing support over the fact that I need to take care of my physical health and my mental health. So I really do appreciate that. So for those of you who missed it, last video I posted was the Type R review, so go ahead and watch that. It's going to be the top right hand corner of your screen. And right now we're going to be fixing the Civic, the Passat, and we're also going to be fixing the Skyline once and for all. So it's going to be a conjunction of a bunch of videos that I made, and the Civic and the Passat as of today have already been fixed. But I'm going to be fixing the Skyline. I need to drop about a quart of oil off the car, and I need to drop in a quart of oil of this magic stuff, this Millstone stuff. I'll show you guys. It's supposed to clean lifters and stuff like that. So hopefully, I think that the lifters are clogged, they're not collapsed. So this will clean out the lifters, and hopefully it'll eliminate the lifter noise that I have. And if it doesn't, at least, I mean, look, I know the lifters probably need replacing. But the thing is that I don't really have the money nor the time to do that. So let me try this stuff out. If it works, great. Then I don't have to worry about buying new lifters. But let's give it a shot. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And I'm gonna eat my toast, get my water, and then let's get to it. So here she is. I'm actually gonna be disconnecting the battery because this car is gonna be sitting for even longer now. But, ooh, I actually ran over the cone. But take a look at that. See, the wheel is actually cambered in, and if I could find it down here, chunk of the tire's missing, and the rim is bent. So let me explain to you guys what happened. I was coming home from work and I jumped the curb trying to avoid hitting somebody. So I'd rather hit a curb and mess up my car as opposed to messing up somebody else's and, you know, dealing with insurance and crap. So they had no intentions of slowing down, by the way. It seemed to me like it was insurance fraud, an attempt to insurance fraud. So that's just what happens when you work in Baltimore. So it's just a complete shit show. I was lucky enough to limp this car home. And here's my daily. So my daily, what happened to it, nothing mechanical. This car has been super loyal to me, and I'm more than thankful for this car, but the caliper, there's something wrong with the rear caliper because I think it's seized. That's what my father told me, it's seized, because he's been driving it since I started working nearby. He took basically he took the Passat and started working with it because it's a diesel and he has to go back and forth to Virginia. So in terms of the Skyline, I know I wanted to update you guys on this. I had a video explaining exactly what happened. I've been driving the Skyline these past few days because it's still drivable. So nothing, I've been diagnosing it little by little, and I found out that it's just lifters. It's not rod knock, it's not piston slap, it's not none of that crap. It's lifters. So you know that this, you know what's wrong with this, you know what's wrong with this, and you know what's wrong with that. And another thing, I could be using my truck, but unfortunately my truck won't start either. So it's been sitting here for the past few days as well. It's a complete ish show, and you know, I just have to fix it. So let's go. Let's play musical cars for a little bit. Alright, so let me show you guys the infamous tapping that this car is doing. Maybe one of you guys can help me with this, but alright, so let's start her up. You can hear it already. Actually, it's pretty quiet. See, like I said, it's more than likely lifters because you can't even hear it now. Well, you sort of can. It's very faint. That's the first time I've ever cold started it in the morning and it didn't like the tapping sound wasn't even there. But I'm sure that you'll be able to hear it here shortly, because I do need to move it. So I got some excellent news. I fixed the Passat, so that actually was a vacuum leak to the brake booster. Now this, she's not cambered in anymore. So I took a closer look at the Civic, and it turns out that the impact wasn't as severe as I thought. The rim actually took the initial impact. It's still a little bit bent, but what happened was the hub pushed inward. So the bolts that bolt from the coilover into the hub, they weren't necessarily tight. They had a little bit of give to it, which is good because it gave weight inward. So it bent the wheel inwards like this, and I needed to loosen up those bolts, push the hub out, and then tighten it back up, and everything is pretty much peachy. She still needs an alignment because obviously an impact of that sort will knock something out of whack, but she's roadworthy again. Look at that. Now we have to fix the truck, and once we fix that, all of my cars are back into commission. Alright, so I have the Skyline pulled out here. I didn't even turn it on because that's how bad it is. I just pushed it out. But this right here is the stuff that we're going to be using. It's this Rislone engine treatment stuff. I saw this online, did some research, and supposedly it's supposed to quiet noisy lifters. So I'm not going to put my money too much on that, but we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and read some directions. I know you're supposed to top it off with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and drain about a quart out of the Skyline. I'm gonna put this in and hope for the best. So let me go ahead and grab my tools and then let's get to work. Pretty simple process. I just drained the oil. Fail me now. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I have some extra oil here in the back too, so if I'm running low, I'll just top it off with some new oil, and that'll be good till my next oil change. So I'm also running synthetic in my Skyline, fully synthetic, so that should be good. And yeah, so alright, so took everything out from underneath the car. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it, check the oil level, and then top it off, and then see what happens. Shout out to the previous owner of this home who had Shell oil just laying around. So let's see if she needs a top off, and let's get it. So she only really needed about a quart. Okay, so she is right on the money with oil. Let's cross our fingers. Jesus, dude. We'll let her idle for a bit. I'll come check back in with you guys a little later. So the good news is she is a lot quieter. The lifters aren't as noisy as they were before. And it's not rod knock, I know that, because you would be able to hear it even at idle. So I'm gonna let her run for a little bit more. Probably gonna drive her around for a little bit, and see if she betters up, and hopefully that this magical product will be able to do its job. Have a lot higher oil pressure than before. That's a good sign. So again, another reason why I think it's not rod knock is simply because of the fact that the oil pressure hasn't dropped. So yeah, so pretty stoked on this. Hopefully this fixed it. I'll keep you guys updated, that's for sure. So I had to go grab my camera. Here's your update. And I'll keep you guys updated on my social media, Instagram and on Twitter. In terms of the car, that detergent I put in it made the car significantly quieter. I'll let my neighbor drive by. So I know that in the beginning of the video, that was loud. Like the ticking was unbearably loud. But now it's more quiet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the basketball court. I'm gonna work out for a little bit, and I'll leave the car running. So I'm gonna let the detergent work its magic for the next hour or so, and from there we'll figure out what's gonna happen with the car. So I would much rather not have to do a lifter job on this car, because it's, oh my God, let me tell you, it's a hell of a job. And what I might end up doing the next go around is I'm gonna go to a thicker weight oil, so that way my oil pressure goes up and I can get those lifters to declog them by themselves. In my personal opinion, I think Japanese Classics didn't want to give me this car because it had this issue, believe it or not. I think they changed the oil just beforehand and then ran it for hours and hours on end. And then, yeah, and then after the oil thinned out, obviously, then that problem came back up again. So what I think will happen from here is I'll just keep monitoring the car the way it is, and then hopefully the problem is fixed. So I'll turn you guys around here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I got all my cars fixed now. Hopefully this one is fixed. I'll give you guys a final update on my Instagram, which is right above your screen there. So yeah. If you guys want to follow me and keep up to date with all my shenanigans, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. That's down in the description below. Like if you enjoy my content, subscribe. I'm going to be collaborating with a bunch of YouTubers locally. I'm going to be doing a bunch of other stuff as well while I'm waiting for parts to come in for the Skyline and the Civic, so that way I can keep you guys entertained. But I'm still taking it slow, still taking it step by step here on YouTube, because I need to focus on my weight and I need to focus on my mental health. So hopefully you guys can respect that. I appreciate those who already do. And yeah, so this has been your boy God Maliga, and I'm out. Peace.